The Blades Ramble is proudly sponsored by My Business Group, a group of brands designed to support owners, leaders and managers in business. Contact mybusinessgroup.co.uk for more information or follow the link in the description below.
Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. Apologies, you caught me swallowing there. I don't know how that happened, but I've got a bit of a dodgy throat at the minute. So welcome back. This is 10-minute transfers. And today we are looking at Cameron Brannagan of Oxford. So this is a player, if you've been following the channel for a while, this is a player that will not be unfamiliar to you. We have liked him for a long, long time. He is a leader. He's a leader. He's a set-piece specialist. He's a tough tackling midfielder. Let's see what we know a little bit about Cameron Brannagan. So, according to FootMob, we're going to our trusty FootMob and transfer market. We touched on this yesterday, though, didn't we? We touched on this where you cannot always rely on this. We looked at Sidney Peck and his stats. Sidney Peck was less than 7 out of 10 for the whole season. Cameron Brannagan, according to FootMob, was a better player last season than Sidney Peck because he got a 7.05 overall rating. We take it with a pinch of salt because those are subjective to a degree. The stats didn't really paint a nice picture of Sidney Peck. The stats paint a glowing picture of Cam Brannagan. He has a 64% dribble success. He has, let's have a look at some pass accuracy of 85%, which is good overall, obviously. He scored 3 goals out of an expected goals of 1.71, so he's outperformed his XG, as the kids say. That means he's got into nearly 2 goal scoring opportunity positions, if you like, and he scored 3 goals. So he's outperformed the goals that he should have got. He should have got just over 2. He should have got 2 goals. He got 3. So he's done the same with assists. His expected assists were 2.2, but he got 4 assists. So he's outperformed the places he's got himself into. He's 29 years old, but he's only just turned 29. He's the long-term captain of Oxford, captained them up into the Championship and has captained them throughout their turnaround. He's another stat that was really well received the last time we talked about it was Ethan Galbraith that we were looking at. He's played the majority of he's missed a little bit of the season through injury because I think he's played 33 games and started all 33 games that he's been eligible to. But he has not been, he's been subbed once on the 87th minute. That was against Sheffield United. Twice on the second occasion was the 89th minute. So yeah, in fact, it looks like when he's been injured, he's been subbed off. And other than that, from November, he's missed 4 minutes of game time for the games that he's been available for. So he's durable, he's consistent. He came through the Liverpool ranks, as we talked about, came through their youth system, played for the under-19s, under-23s. So that was from 2014 to 2018. Then, from 2015, he actually made a few first-team appearances for Liverpool. He played 9 games for Liverpool's first team. Then he moved to Fleetwood on loan, played 14 times for them before moving to Oxford, and he's played a total of 325 games for Oxford, and he scored 57 goals. That's a goal every 6 games from a midfielder who is predominantly a bit of he can do a little bit of everything, can Cameron Brannagan. So for me, I think it's a really smart signing. I'm not entirely sure of when his contract ends, if I'm honest. He signed a new contract 2, maybe 3 years ago when there was extensive interest from Blackpool, who I think were in a higher league than Oxford at that time. Real sort of drawn out thing as to whether they're going to leave or not. He ended up staying at Oxford, obviously. I don't know what length of deal that was. Maybe some Oxford fans in the chat can help us out there, or anybody that might be in the know as to what the situation will be around his contract. The question is, do we need him? And I think something that we've been crying out for all season is leaders on the pitch. We've got a leader on the touchline, no doubt about it. I'm 100% behind Chris Wilder. But have we got any leaders on the pitch? Jack Robinson wears the armband. It's well documented what I think to Jack Robinson's both ability as a player and as a leader. And that's not a personal slant, but I do think we have had significantly better in the past. You look at other options to take the armband from Jack Robinson, though, and they're not head and shoulders. There's not nobody that stands out. Michael Cooper appears to be a gentle giant, doesn't he? He commands his area. He's big, he's strong, but he doesn't really sort of force himself onto the. He's not a Peter Schmeichel, is he, shouting and roping at his defenders? Harrison Burrows, again, doesn't seem like the type of character that would, sort of push his personality on people. So, and you don't always have to have that to be a successful captain. David Beckham famously led by the way he played on the pitch, and I thought he made him a better player by making him captain. Anel wore the armband for a little bit as one of our better players, and it didn't really work for him. I thought it weighed a bit heavy on him, and it didn't really work out for him. Ollie Arblaster is my captain, and if Ollie Arblaster is to return to this side, I think he should be given the armband. If he's not able to play on, and you'd have to say that Cameron Brannagan comes in only if Ollie Arblaster or Vinny Souza is unable to play, because he's not a better player than either of those two. I think he struggles to get in front of Sidney Peck, if I'm honest, as well, even though FootMob have him rated as lower. So Cameron Brannagan is a leader on the field. He's also a leader behind the scenes as well, something that we've lacked. We haven't got that figurehead, have we? We haven't got that Billy Sharp. We haven't got that Jake Wright that we've had previously. We certainly haven't got that Chris Morgan. I always think that's needed. I think the older heads, Chris Basham went, and we lost something, not only on the field, but in the dressing room. What would we give to have George Baldock playing now? Because he would be the captain, wouldn't he? The way he played, because he knows what it meant to wear the shirt, and he knows what it meant to us. And Ollie Arblaster is the closest we've got to that at the minute, in my opinion. But Cam Brannagan, I think, gives us something different. He takes their penalties, he takes their set pieces. We've obviously got some very talented set piece takers anyway, but he just adds to that array of players that can do that. I think it's a smart signing. I think it's a really smart signing, more for the intangibles that it brings. I don't know whether he would be classed as a Vinny Souza replacement. He's a very different player to Vinny Souza, but he's a ball winner. Can do a little bit of everything, like I say, in the midfield. But Sidney Peck as well. Is he going to go? We talked about it yesterday. Maybe the West Ham interest is a little bit light at the minute, but I certainly expect there to be a lot of interest in Sidney Peck. It's whether he thinks he can get game time in the Premier League, or whether he sees that as the place he plays. He's going to be playing his football longer term. I think he will be a Premier League player one day, Sidney Peck. I think he signed his contract with Sheffield United before he established himself in the first team. So undoubtedly, he will be looking around now and thinking, what could I get for my current market value, whether that's at Sheffield United or elsewhere? And would Sheffield United want to level him up to being a first-team player? I think we should. I think he's earned that right. But how much game time is he going to get with us? So he's not losing anything by going and sitting on the bench for West Ham if he's sitting on the bench for Sheffield United, and we could have 15 million quid in our bank for Sidney Peck. So there's a lot to think about here, a lot to unpack, and this is why sometimes it needs A to fall before B can go into place. And I think this is one of those where Cam Brannagan's being lined up in case a Sidney Peck or a Vinny Souza leaves. But do you think that would be a good signing for us based on the bits of information? I'm no man mountain with it, I apologise. But the bits of information that I've shared previously, because as I say, if you're a long-time viewer, you'll know that we're an admirer of Cameron Brannagan on this channel. Let us know whether you think this will be a good signing. I think it makes perfect sense. I'm not sure how much it would cost because of his contract situation. I'm not sure how much it would cost to get him out of Oxford. Oxford, not a cash-rich club. You've got to imagine they will recognise what he means to them, but they also won't be able to turn down a significant offer for him. Leicester and Stoke are said to be the other teams in the mix. You immediately your mind gets drawn to, well, we're a better proposition than Stoke. We might struggle against Leicester. Well, I think we are in the middle, personally, in terms of Stoke could offer him first-team football straight away. So it depends what he values. Leicester would be able to offer him a bigger contract than us, probably. But is he going to play there? And he might play for us, particularly if City or Vinny leaves. So weighing it up, there's a lot to think about. Let me know in the comments whether you would take Cameron Brannagan. I would, but I'm interested to hear what you think. We'll be back tomorrow with another 10-minute transfer. But for now, come on, you red and white wizards. Up the blade! Shots